everybody. Good afternoon to you. How are you? I literally just got back from my bike ride. It'll be the last bike ride that I take here around Oregon because I'm going to be leaving here sooner than expected. So I'm going to be leaving Oregon either Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon and be on the road for 2 days. And then I'll be in New Mexico. And then you guys are going to get a whole different background and a whole different setting for the next lives and videos. So I'm really looking forward to that. But we are here to talk about little Miss Foodie Beauty because she did a live. I looked at the live because I wanted to see if there was anything react worthy. There really wasn't. She was on live. She had ordered 2 bags of theater popcorn from the theater that she recently went to because she really liked their cheesy popcorn. And she was sitting on live stuffing handfuls, literal handfuls of popcorn into her face and talking about nothing. And watching her do that, it brought to mind days of the past with Shantal back in Crackhead Olympics, where she would get all kinds of greened out and then she would just go to town on the food for literally hours. I remember one live that she did. She sat and ate for 3 hours nonstop. I'm not even joking. 3 hours nonstop. So she's in Thailand and she's alone and she's bored. So what is she going to do in Thailand? She's going to green out and she's going to eat. And that's precisely what she's been doing in Thailand. She posted a video, though, a short video called "My Husband Isn't Meeting Me in Thailand." And we told you so, just that's what inspired the title of this react. We told you so, Foodie. We told you so. We told you he was not going to meet up with you in Thailand. She goes on to explain why. I did watch a portion of the video. And she was saying, oh, my time here in Thailand is 50% done. So it wouldn't make any sense for him to come here, blah, blah, blah. Of course, Foodie being the classic narcissist that she is, she's always going to frame things to be either the victim or the hero or both at the same time. So she's always looking for a framework that makes her look good. So the framework that she's chosen today is, oh, it just wouldn't make sense for him to be here. Now, this is just my opinion. If you are a couple and you are a man and you have a wife, an actual wife that has severe health problems, problems with breathing, problems with mobility, your partner is someone that something could happen to her if left alone. If she falls, if something happens to her, she's going to need assistance. You would not be comfortable with your wife being alone by herself. If she had to go on a trip, you would accompany her. But Chantal went to Thailand all by herself. And the feeling has always been, the reason for that is because she had to do her visa run. And Salah already spent a month in Thailand with Foodie. And I'm sure it wasn't fun because she had to leave again. And he said, nope, I'm good. I'll stay here. I don't need to go. Therefore, I won't go. You go on ahead. So she is in Thailand by herself. And I'm sure that he is having a fine time in Kuwait without her. It was really funny because recently in chat, when she mentioned that she had to stay in Thailand for 60 days, he changed it to 90 days. So he actually wants her to stay longer in Thailand than 60 days. I guess he's having too good of a time and he doesn't want her to interfere. Now, a word about Salah. Salah, we don't like you in girl world. You're a scumbag, but then again, so is Chantal. We know you don't like her and we know you don't like being around her. There have been many windows of opportunity, sir, for you to get away from her. Every time she's gone home to Canada, you could have jumped out of the window then. But now she's in Thailand and she's been there for quite a while. You could have gotten out of this. As soon as she went to Thailand, you could have gone back to the apartment, packed everything up, packed up the pets, blocked her number, and disappeared. And what is she going to do about it? How is she going to find you? So all this time has passed. You could have gotten away from her. So if by some miracle she makes it back to Kuwait and you stick by her side, not a single sympathy bone will be given to you. You had your window of opportunity and you didn't take it. And as for you, Chantal, you have been essentially squatting in Kuwait for the longest, insisting on living there when really all you should be doing is visiting. Visiting and then leaving, but yet you don't want to seem to leave because if you try to go back home to Canada, you wouldn't be able to afford Canada, considering the fact that your income has gone down. But you've insisted on trying to live there. And the longer you try to stay, the more difficult things become for you to leave and come back. At what point exactly do you get the hint that you've overstayed your welcome and it's time to go? I think Kuwait is giving you the bat signal that you need to get gone, because there's going to come a point where they deny you entry. They may be denying you entry right now. And every time you go back, your health gets worse. You are practically housebound now. You are very, very close to being bedbound. You are having problems with your bodily functions. I learned recently, y'all, that diabetes can cause nerve damage in your anus area and cause perhaps loss of feeling. It causes neuropathy in that area sometimes. So that might be the reason why she is having accidents all over Thailand. She's had accidents in the taxi. She's had accidents in the movie theater. She has had accidents in her hotel room. I mean, she just keeps having them. And I think a lot of that has to do maybe with the neuropathy in the anus area. It could be because of her doing the green products, eating massive amounts of food all the time and just not giving her body a break. She cannot blame the accidents on being sick. And why do I say that? Because she was having the same incidents back in Canada during Crackhead Olympics. I watched that woman literally sit on Natter's bed and also on her own couch back at the Canadian villa. She would sit, she would feel the urge, and she would not run to the bathroom. She would literally sit and wait for it to happen and then get up and giggle like a maniac. And she thought it was the funniest thing in the world. So she can't blame the accidents on the flu, on a cold, none of that. It's because of the massive amounts of eating. It's maybe because of the green products. Maybe there might be some nerve damage down there, but it's not entirely due to, say, a cold or a flu. It is just, she's just not taking care of her body and her body is getting stressed out. So those are my thoughts. And I want to put my thoughts out there. We're going to go directly to Twitter because a lot of people have had a lot of things to say about the video that she put out. And I would like to share their thoughts, and full credit to the good people, the informative people on Twitter X. Full credit to them. So let's start here with DX, who does the recaps of all of Chantal's lives and videos. And thank you for all the hard work you do, DX. Here's part of a recap for the video. Salah is not coming, and she's doubling down on the lie that an emergency kept him from coming. Says she can't wait to be able to go home, and catches herself. So basically, this was just a visa trip, and the thing keeping her is visa related. Again, every time she has to leave, it gets harder and harder and harder. There might be some red tape, there might be some legalities, and it just gets difficult. At one point, do you say to yourself, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm going through all this trouble for what? Just to sit in a room and eat? That's what I'm fighting to get back to? You can do that anywhere, Chantal. So here's the title of the live. My husband is not meeting me in Thailand after all. Well, no kidding. Huh? Who would have seen that coming? Ghost Crab said he is not getting a visa for Thailand because he has a Syrian passport and they are afraid he won't leave after the visit. Why that's so private, I don't know. So this clip is from Food Olympics saying a totally reasonable explanation. Not at all suspicious. Let's watch.
I know a lot of people are going to be like, I knew it. I'm not even going to address these people
Because we're right. That's why you won't address us. Because we're over here saying, we told you so. The moment that you traveled alone to Thailand, we knew. We knew, Shantal. We knew. And here's the stupid thing. You lie when you don't have to lie. I don't know why you insist on lying. You're very bad at it. But you could have said, look, I got to travel alone. And Salah cannot come with me. And that would have been that. But you insist on lying and telling us, oh, he's going to meet up with me in Thailand. Like, you're in really bad health. Why wouldn't he travel with you? If he's supposed to be someone, he accompanies you, you're paying him to accompany you, to help you out, to run errands, to go get your food, to just be there with you, to make sure you stay safe. Why couldn't you just say, hey, it didn't work out and he couldn't come with me? We've known all along, the two of you, you're like oil and water. You don't get along. You're completely different people. He can't stand you. And if we're going to be really, really honest here, the new car smell has worn off from Salah. You're no longer infatuated. You're no longer hoping for something to happen. It's been almost 3 years. You know nothing is going to happen, that you cannot completely seduce him with your money because there's not much there to begin with. We've been known. We're at the front of the class. You're at the back. You got to catch up with the rest of us. I mean, hello? You went to Thailand. He could have gone to Thailand with you and got another all expenses paid trip, stay in a room, free food, all of that, gone out to the red light district. And he turned it down for why? Because he can't stand you. Because the last time the two of you were in Thailand, it wasn't a fun experience for him. He did not get to have fun. He did not get to see anything. He did not get to go to the beaches. You were a nightmare. You are a nightmare partner to go on vacation with, because anybody that goes on vacation with you, it's not a vacation for them. You are a wet blanket. So he turned it down. He's having a much better time without you than for him to get on a plane and travel with you.
How you can see the future, I don't know.
You know what, though? It's not about girl world being full of psychics, Shantal. It's not like girl world are full of psychics and mediums and tarot card readers, even though there are a few. But it's just those of us that have foresight and we can see down the road. We knew. I mean, you tell on yourself. Do you realize that? Do you realize how much you tell on yourself? You think you're smarter than what you actually are. But you tell on yourself with the things you say and the way you behave. And hello, I am somebody that I dealt with BED. And you have said that you're an emotional eater. When you start getting stressed out, the eating always amps up. So that's also a tell. When I see that eating amp up, I know something's going on. So you tell on yourself in a variety of ways. And since there are so many people in girl world, not just reactors, but audience members, when you've got that many people watching you, you've got that many eyes on you, picking up all kinds of details, it's like walking into a hall of mirrors. And the mirrors are everywhere and you cannot get away from them. Wherever you turn, there's another mirror reflecting yourself back at you, noticing things that you try to hide. That's why it's a bad idea to lie. Because we'll always expose your lies. We'll always see through them. And the best thing you can do is just tell the truth, but you just don't want to.
It's not that big of a deal. He was supposed to come, but it's just not going to work out because of the length of time everything is taking. And that part I can't share with you. There's some things that have to stay private, and that's just how it is. It just has to stay private.
Okay, here are my theories. about Thailand. I'm just going to put them on the table. And those of you in my audience, those of you watching this react video, I welcome your comments, your feelings, your opinions. You know, I open the floor. I want to hear from you guys. I'm open to people saying things and learning from other people, unlike Chantal. So, theory about Thailand, about the time she's staying in Thailand. Theory number one, maybe she doesn't know exactly how long she's going to be there, because she's trying to find a way to get back to Kuwait. Like maybe the usual way she can no longer use. So she's trying to get creative and try to find some other way. And the paperwork that she's using might be taking longer. So she doesn't know if she's going to be there for 60 days or 90 days, because I believe 90 days is the max you can stay in Thailand. Theory number two, if everything between her and Salah is kaput, she ran to Thailand as a means to, I don't know where else to go. So I'm just going to go to Thailand because I can live cheaply over there for a while, and I can eat my food and I can do my green. It gives me a place to stay for 3 months. Maybe she's been in contact with Pete. I mean, we all know that he's got $15,000. He might be looking around for a place for him and Chantal right now, and maybe trying to get that set up. I'm not for sure. Like I said, it's just a theory. But she may be in transition right now of, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know where I'm going to end up. I might be able to get back to Kuwait, but if not, I got to have a plan B. So let's give Pete a call and see what can happen over there. Because she cannot go home to Canada and set herself up. She doesn't have that kind of money. To get into a 1-bedroom, it will probably cost her quite a few $1,000s, of which she doesn't have. So she's covering herself and saying, oh, I'm in Thailand and Salah can't join me, you know, like, et cetera, et cetera. There are 4 different tarot readers on YouTube. None of us lovely ladies know each other. We don't talk on the personal. Yeah, we've all felt the same thing. This thing between her and Salah is over. It is over. She just doesn't want to tell us yet. She's trying to figure out a way to make an arc or a story, because she did say that this is her story. She's trying to write the story in her favor to where she doesn't have too much egg on her face. So right now she's going with the cover story of he's not coming over here. It wouldn't make sense. My time here is half done. Hey, Chantal, as someone that I've been really married twice, like real marriage, not fake, phony YouTube marriage, I would think that if you're someone and you're married, you're a wife, you have serious health problems, serious health issues, even if you go traveling by yourself, your husband, knowing that you're very, very sick and anything could happen to you at any moment, even if half the vacation is done, that husband would still want to come and be there for the other half. You think? Do you think so? You know, if Salah really cared about you, if this whole thing was real, as a true husband, you being his wife, he'd want to be there for you just to make sure nothing bad happened to you, or if something did, he could assist you. So this nonsense of, oh, we're just being logical here and it wouldn't make sense for him to be here. It makes sense because he wasn't your husband for real in the first place. It was a fake, phony marriage, some kind of transactional deal, some kind of contract. And the less money you make, the more he wants to stay away from you. And it's probably over. He's gotten everything out of you they can possibly get. He got a new gaming PC. He got clothes. He got money. He got food. He got a car. You can't go any higher than a car. You don't have that kind of money to buy him a house. So he's gotten everything material-wise out of you that he could possibly get. And you're becoming more and more of a problem and a burden. And you're close to being bedbound. So if you had any kind of smarts, he'd get out now while the getting's good before you become bedbound and you become a real problem. So that was a great post from Food Olympics. And another one from Food Olympics saying a totally reasonable explanation, not at all suspicious. Let's watch.
I know a lot of people are going to be like, I knew it.
Yep.
I'm not even going to address these people because
I'm going to be petty. We told you so.
how you can see the future, I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. He was supposed to come, but it just...
Okay, we already watched this. Sorry about that, y'all. It was a repeat. My bad. Okay, going on to, again, DX. DX, as Chantal says, that is just her, quote, until I can go home again. Until I can go home. She catches herself visibly realizing she said too much. She quickly ends the video. DX also says the reason she has been boring and not doing anything is because she is sick. Then says even if she wasn't sick, she would still probably not do anything because she is, quote, just not that type of person. I'd say my trip is about halfway over. Yes, it's a lone trip. So there you go. She's in Thailand. Beezers. Are you paying attention now? Are you awake now? Did you drink some coffee this morning? She did a video outlining what's going on. She's in Thailand. She could get her butt up and show you guys some stuff before she leaves. She can go somewhere, at least a couple of places. She's not going to do it. She's in Thailand, and all she's interested in is eating and greening out, which is exactly what she did during Crackhead Olympics. She's doing Crackhead Olympic stuff. The only difference is this time around, it's not interesting. There's no fire. There's no spice. She's a lot more sick. So it doesn't matter if she goes back to Kuwait. It doesn't matter if she goes back, if she stays in Thailand for an entire year. And it even doesn't matter if she goes back to Canada. Her health is bad. She's sick. And all she cares about is sitting in a room and greening out and eating food and talking about literally nothing. And she doesn't care if her channel is in the toilet, if the views are down, if the money is down. And for those that would like to know why, opinion, I think once upon a time, Chantal's channel was her main hustle. And because it was her main hustle and the way she made money, she put all of her energy into it. And I mean all of it. She was always thinking about like the next story arc. Like, what can I do to keep people interested? What's interesting? How can I keep people hanging on the edge of their seat? But over the course of time, I feel she has acquired a Feedy client list. She's got a bunch of Feedies in her back pocket. And that's where she's making a bulk of her money, is those Feedies. She gets the money. She gets it right away. She gets it in hand versus waiting on YouTube once a month. So Chantal could manage both hustles and keep them going quite easily. But Chantal's lazy. So she's focusing more on the side hustle than the main hustle. The main hustle, her YouTube channel anymore, honestly, guys, the way it feels like it's just a portal that she opens up to get in front of people. And she's fishing through her audience looking for the Feedy people. They see Chantal, they hear her, they see how much she's eating. They contact her privately through, say, Instagram or PayPal. They start talking. Maybe she does some fetish content. And she makes her money that way. So YouTube anymore is just a portal. She's not interested in entertaining people on her channel or doing great content. It's just, I'm here to get in front of people. And out of my entire audience, I'm looking for that niche group of people that are going to pay me money right away. It's all about looking for the fetish guys. And I know this may not be appealing to some, but this needs to be mentioned. There are people in this world that have the poo fetish. Okay. There's been a lot of talk and a lot of mention lately from her about her accidents, right? So there might be a lot of talk about that on purpose because she's trying to attract another type of fetish group along with the Feedy fetish group, hoping that they will contact her, maybe pay her for content. I'm not saying this is 100% certain, but it just seems weird that all of a sudden, out of the blue, she's talking about, having accidents. So that's just how I feel. Queen of WTF says, yeah, no crap. Yep. All right. This picture is from the live that she did called Dinner, where she was eating handfuls and handfuls of cheese popcorn. Fondue Pondu says, I thought shaking the iced coffee cups was infuriating. Yeah, I hate that. That's like reverse ASMR. Instead of giving me the good tingles, it makes me feel kind of punchy. But her open hand jamming popcorn into her hole and crunching is deserving of a whack into her broken off chiclets in Minecraft. Yeah, of course, everything's got to be in Minecraft, right? Right, because Minecraft is the place to do it. If you're going to do it, yeah. So I saw the live. I saw her shoving the handfuls of popcorn in her mouth. And like I said, that reminded me so much of her crackhead Olympics days, because she would just do the edibles, lots of edibles, green out, and just be shoving the food in her face. We're right back to that, only it's in Thailand now. Florida Salt and Sass. Hey, Florida Salt and Sass says, it's not banter. He took a swipe at Chantal during Poopgate, talking to Kai Bella when he told her at least he could carry her. He's not turned on by Chantal's size, and it's not good-natured banter. Nope, he pokes at her, and she doesn't care. She really doesn't care. Peaches says, clearly this vacation was an escape from Salah's control of Chantal and her eating habits. She is fully and completely out of control. If she's only halfway through her trip, I foresee a serious medical emergency happening very soon. Her constant eating is wild. Yes, it is. Like, this is what happens when you leave Chantal alone by herself. She can't cope. She has no coping mechanisms. Her coping mechanism is food and green. Food and green. Green and food. Like self-medicating with one thing or the other. The self-medication. And it's bad medication because it's not healing anything. It's just putting it on hold, making herself comfortably numb. So if her trip is halfway done, who's to say what's going to happen at the end? She might not be able to get onto an airplane if she keeps this up. Two-Tailed Caperer says, how do I improve Salah's life? I take away the loneliness in his life. I keep the home organized, clean, and put together. First, Cap. You can't bend to wipe your butt, let alone clean the floor. Second, what you're saying is you replace the bowl by anyone. And that's true. She's in her hotel room. She's not keeping that sucker clean. And he's not even there. And the cat's not there. And the hamster's not there. All she's got to do is clean up after her doggone self. And that room is a mess. She's so messy in that room that the maids actually left a roll of garbage bags because she has so much trash in there. Every few days they come in to clean, and they have to haul out a massive amount of garbage. So Chantal's back in Kuwait and cleaning up after herself? No, she's not. She didn't clean up after herself when she was with Bibi. She did not clean up after herself when she lived with Pete at the villa. She didn't clean up after herself when she lived in Kuwait. I mean, this woman is messy. She's sloppy. She's nasty. And the only way anything's getting clean is because of the maids in the hotel. And I'm sure they're not too thrilled to go into her room. Shenanigans says, someone asked how Chantal improved Salah's life. This was her answer. Let's watch. And this is from the dinner live.
How do I improve his life? Well, I can't speak for him, but from what he's told me before.
And you guys are seeing exactly why I'm not reviewing that live. This is just a taste. 48 seconds. Just a taste. And it's not a good taste. It's bad. This is all she did. Shoving popcorn in her mouth. Like, not even a little bit. Like the whole hand. Rah, rah, rah. That's all she did. Spilling popcorn on herself.
Simply does not want to live without me.
You know what, Chantal? If Salah were watching you right now, If he's been watching the lives and the videos you've been doing since you've been in Thailand, I'm sure every time you post a video or a live, his first thought was, I am so glad I didn't travel with her. I am so glad I didn't have to. Oh, I dodged a bullet. I dodged a big bullet. Because for the first time in years, Chantal's on her own and she doesn't like it. She does not like it. She does not like not having somebody around to clean up after her, to go fetch her food. She does not like adulting. And she's angry that she has to actually do it.
I take away the loneliness in his life.
He wasn't lonely to begin with. Salah was not lonely. See, that's the lies you're telling yourself. Like, Chantal talks backwards, y'all. Anything that Chantal says, reverse it, and you'll probably get the truth. So she says she takes away the loneliness in Salah's life. Reverse that. He takes away the loneliness in her life. She's a lonely person. She'll never admit it, but she is lonely and she doesn't like to be alone. She hates it. Absolutely hates it. She doesn't know how to do alone well. She doesn't know how to stand on her own alone, or be independent or alone, or know how to spend her time wisely. But she always acts like they need me. Without me, they're going to fall. No, without them, you're going to fall. Because you're a codependent person, Chantal. You always have been. You've always made it your business to be weak and depend on other people and make them dependent on you so they can't escape you. You're not a victim, you're a predator. You always have been. You prey upon people, you look for their weaknesses and you prey upon them. But you're weak. You're a weak person looking for weaker people with vulnerabilities to take advantage of. And if somebody is hurting financially, you'll throw your money at them, acting like you're generous, and you'll take care of them. When you're not, you're going to set them up to take care of you. And they're supposed to spend their entire life taking care of you. They're not supposed to have a social life or friends or hobbies. It's all about focusing on you.
And I keep the home organized, clean.
No, you don't. Liar. Yeah, and he probably likes that empty. He probably likes that empty. He's probably having parties right now. Are you kidding me? He is probably having the time of his life without you there. He's getting more sleep. He doesn't have to worry about getting up at midnight to go get you some stupid donuts or coming back to the villa and it stinks. This whole time of you being in Thailand, Foodie, it's a dangerous time. Allow me to explain that statement. It's a dangerous time because, you see, when you're somebody and you're around someone who is absolutely, positively toxic, like they're the kind of person that when you walk in the room, you can't breathe because they suck all the oxygen out of the room when they enter. All that time that Salah spent around you, and you with all your negativity and toxicity, when you're down in it and you can't get away from it, you don't know how bad it is until the toxicity and the negativity is removed. But then when you get a moment to breathe, when you have freedom, when you're not surrounded by that miasma of toxicity, the fog lifts and you can see clearly. The more moments you have like that, the more time you have like that, you start thinking to yourself, you know, I really like this. I really like my freedom. I really like feeling positive and easy and peaceful. I think I want to hang on to this. So you've spent a good, 4 to 6 weeks away from Salah. He's had all that time to relax, be at peace, do his own thing. He's getting practically drunk off of the freedom that he now has. And if enough time passes, he's not going to want you back. He's going to be resentful if you try to come back because he's been enjoying himself. I promise you, he's been very happy. You've not been happy because you're so codependent and you want him back to act as a crutch, but he doesn't want to be one. He really doesn't want to be one.
You know when someone's missing from the family unit for a while, for whatever reason?
You didn't have a family with Salah. You tried to have one. You can't have kids with Salah, so you chose the cat and you chose the hamster. You were trying to make connecting points for the two of you. You were trying to do the family thing as best you could. But here's the problem with that. We love our fur babies, y'all. We love them. They're like our children. But she didn't take care of her children very well. And she didn't take care of herself very well. So she didn't exactly paint this picture of, I'm a good person, stick with me. She gave an absolute awful picture of herself and still does. So he's not going to want to hang on to her for any way or reason. There's every reason for him to let go.
How it feels like it's just like how hard it is.
I mean, look at you now. You did this live and you're stuffing your face full of popcorn and you're spilling the popcorn on yourself. Embarrassing. You want a man to stick around so bad and yet you act like a beast on camera. Yeah, so that was the dinner live. You guys, 48 seconds you got. 48 seconds. I mean, I'm sorry that I had to expose you that 48 seconds, but I just had to let you guys know like what was going on there. Like, that's why I'm not touching that live. I'm like, no thanks. Boring. She's greened out. She's eating. Bye. All right, moving on. Miss Anthropope Lulu says, what even is that hand? Okay, you guys see her hand. Look at my hand. I mean, I need to do my nails. I know. Sorry. I'm going to be moving soon anyway. I'm going to be leaving in 2 days, but I'm going to fix my nail situation today. But you guys see the size of my hands. 5'3", but 125 pounds. She's shorter than me. She's 5 foot. She's actually got a petite frame. You can't tell because she's massively overweight, but the size of her hands compared to the size of mine. This is how her hands should look. Something like that. Oof, Chantal, you need to just quit. All right, so Kelly says disgusting. I don't know what happened here. Let's look.
Okay, don't look if you don't want to be grossed out.
And again, she's cleaning her hands. She's sucking. She's like, I got to wash my hands. And she sucks on her fingers. And you're wondering why people like Salah and Natter and everybody else are like, nope. No, thank you. I don't want it. You can have it. It's stuff like this. You're not only doing it, you're doing it publicly. No man's going to want to claim you. When you act all the way the fool and you're an embarrassment, they're not going to take you home to mom, sister, and the cousins and the family. They're not going to show you off and be proud of you.
I did wash my hands just so that I could do this.
You're so gross. I'm not even going to watch the whole clip because that's just nasty. Foop Olympic says he keeps saying the home feels empty without me there. This is the same dude who made his screen name Home Alone Legend. The second he went back to Canada so he could message another woman like, can we please be serious? Yep, he sure did. Because here are some of the text messages right here. Home Alone Legend, that was Salah, sending messages to Kai Bella, trying to be sneaky about it. He sure did. All right, something heartwarming from BNS saying he's home. So there's looks like someone who's from the Army, that he's got his uniform on. He just got home. Maybe he was deployed and he was away for a long time. And the family pet is just overjoyed to see his owner. And Chantal thinks that animals don't have feelings. They don't have emotions. They don't feel love. They certainly do. And can I just say for anybody out there that is part of the military service, thank you for your service, for protecting this country. It's a thankless job, but I'm thanking you. You are much appreciated. Okay. So Season says 90 days. Foodie Beauty, he doesn't want you to go back, and no emergency takes that long to settle. Go the F home to Canada and get the care you need. Stop playing. You are going to blank wake up. So here's the message from Salah. Your mama was saying 60 days. Salah corrected him saying 90 days. So Salah wants Shantal to stay in Thailand as long as possible. So does that sound like a husband that misses his wife? Oh, no, no. Sounds like one that's like done with her. Okay, this is from Cowboy Dog. This is a comment from Digital Human saying, I think Chantal's problem is deeper than depression. She's delusional, defiant, and doesn't understand how to express love beyond hugs and kisses. She doesn't take care of her partners. She'll provide for them financially, and extremely occasionally, she'll supposedly cook Salah something he wants to eat. Her main focus is how good he can make her feel. She loves being doted on, acting like a helpless baby, and won't bother to learn the language so she can rely on him for everything. She won't buy her hamster a bigger cage, but will hold and kiss him and call it love. Won't get her cat spayed and vaccinated, but will pick her up even though she knows she hates it, because what the cat wants doesn't matter. She's paying for it. So she'll pick her up as much as she wants. She treats her body much the same way. The only value it has is its capacity to feel pleasure. And I don't think she can fix her relationship with food or her depression without addressing her values and understanding of what love is. That's a really great post. Very, very insightful. Very, very insightful. And this is one from me. The last thing I'm going to cover on Twitter. So I posted, Foodie Beauty crapping her pants isn't just because she is sick. She was crapping her pants in Canada as well. That happened a lot during the Natter Chantal era. But here's an interesting tidbit why she might be crapping her shorts. So I got this directly from the internet. Diabetes can affect the anus in several ways. High blood glucose levels can cause intense itching due to fluid shift from the skin to the blood. Diabetes-related nerve damage in the intestines can lead to constipation and create a breeding ground for unhealthy bacteria. Nerve damage due to diabetes can also cause fecal incontinence, especially at night. So neuropathy can happen in that area as well. I mean, I didn't know that could happen to somebody with diabetes, but apparently it can. So we're all caught up with the Twitter stuff. Let's go on to the video itself, and I will give my thoughts, and I hope you guys enjoy. All right. So let's bring up Miss Foodie, and I'm going to say it again. We told you so. I'm childish. I don't care. She's childish too. I can be more childish. Let's get past her stupid cameos because nobody cares. All right, let's go.
Hello, guys. Good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is where you are. I barely keep track anymore, so it's hard to with all these different time zones. I'm sorry for the little fuzzies on my hijab, whatever. I need a fabric shaver. So I'm just gonna talk about Salah coming here. So he will actually, in the end, we've decided that there's just no point at this point of him coming. So if we rewind a bit, the full story is that he was supposed to meet me here after dealing with...
You know, this, before she goes any further, I'm just going to give you the sense that I'm picking up off of her. Like her demeanor and her words and her facial expressions. Like I said, Chantal, you may think you're a good liar, but you're a really bad liar because you can't keep your emotions to yourself. They're all over your face. And I know y'all, before anybody says anything, I know she is a liar. And we all know about Duper's delight when it comes to Shantal. But the sense that I'm getting off of her right at this very minute is she's been struggling to find a framework that makes her less look like a fool. Like just trying to stop as much of the egg hitting her face as possible. She really doesn't want to tell the audience, oh, he's not coming, he's not coming. She's been holding that off. We called it. And because we called it, Defiant Chantal's like, oh, because they called it, I'm not going to confirm it, even though they're right. I'm going to act like they're wrong because that's the rebellious side of her. That is her defiance at work. Even though Girl World is right, I'm not going to admit they are right. I'm going to act like he's still coming. And then when I have to reveal it, like the very last second, then I will. So she's saying, he's not coming. But we knew that. Because if he was going to come, he would have come with you on the initial trip.
Something back at home in Kuwait, and it's just developed into something else and taking more time than we thought. So,
you know, I'm not one to wish evil on people, but you know what I would think would be really funny, y'all? YouTube payday is coming up in a couple of days. Chantal might be getting paid, I believe, on Monday. She's Canadian. The people over in United States, we get paid on the 21st. She's Canadian. She might get paid on the 22nd. What I really hope is that Salah is waiting for one more paycheck from her, like getting as much as he can get out of her before he cuts her off. Like he's been biding his time to get that last little bit of money before he gets gone.
So, by the time he gets to come, it's just there's not going to be much time left for him to enjoy the vacation himself. So, in essence,
he wouldn't enjoy it anyway if he was there with you. He wouldn't enjoy it anyway. You are not fun. You don't want to go anywhere. You don't want to do anything. You are resentful of anyone who wants to go have a life and go do things. If Salah were there right now and he wanted to say, go to the beach and enjoy the beautiful beaches that I know are all over Thailand and the beautiful, clear blue water and the sand, would you let him go? Heck no. You'd be like, I'm not going to let you go. And there's a potential that you're going to talk to the ladies there and now they're not going to be able to stop you from having some fun times. Your way of thinking is, if I'm not having fun, nobody else gets to have fun. Well, your idea of having fun is sitting in a room and eating. That's your idea of fun. That's your idea of comfort. But other people don't feel that way. But you will not be flexible and let other people have the types of fun they want to have. You are not that kind of female that if you're on vacation with somebody and they want to go do something different, you're going to say, you know, I just want to chill. But I understand you are more active, so you go out and you have a good time. At least be cool that way. You're not that one. You're very demanding. You're very bossy. You insist somebody stay next to you in case you need a donut or some M&Ms or some chips or paneer. They can't go do anything. They can't talk to anybody. And that is a breeding ground for resentment and anger. So yeah, he said no to this trip. He's already done it once before with you. It wasn't fun. And that's why he turned it down this time. Because his true vacation, all he had to do was stay in Kuwait. He's having a fine time right now. You're not, but he is. I love that for you.
It to be worthwhile for him to come, we would have to actually extend the stay. So I told Salah, I said, listen, I'm going to leave this 100% up to you, because if I stay past the time of my ticket, my return date, it will percent doing it for you only, because at that point I'll
Oh, there we go. There's the part in the story that I was waiting for. Remember what I said? The narcissist, they got to be the hero or the victim in every story. She just did it. If I stay past the time, I'd be doing it for you. There's the hero mentality right there. Boom.
be over Bangkok if I'm 100% truthful. I didn't do much on this trip. I know I didn't anticipate getting so sick.
Okay, somebody on Twitter suggested this, and I agree because it sounds just about right. Do I think Foodie is really sick? Yeah, I think she's had a little bit of a cold, maybe. But I also think that our dear Foodie, even though she doesn't show it all the time, I think that Foodie, she's been smoking a lot of cigarettes because she is a cigarette smoker. She showed it to us. Like, she does smoke cigarettes. And I think Foodie's been all up in her room on her balcony since she's not going anywhere. She has been smoking cigarette after cigarette after cigarette after cigarette, and that's been tearing her throat up. We all remember her smoking the shisha, and a shisha smoke session is equal to 90 cigarettes. When she was going heavy with the shisha, it would tear her throat and her nose up. So is it a cold? Is it just her being bored and smoking too many cigarettes? It might be a combination of both. Cut down on the smoking, Chantal.
And
no shade on the cigarette smokers because I smoke, but I'm just saying she's over there trying to play like she's sick, and she's not sick. She's just bored and probably smoking like nobody's business.
I'm honest, traveling alone to Bangkok is not really enjoyable for me. Probably, which was my first trip, my maiden voyage to Thailand. It was with Salah, my husband. So we made memories. We had such a good time.
What memories? What good memories were had in Thailand the last time? Every time you guys had to go somewhere, it was a big to do. Oh my God. What happy memories do you think he has of you? Honestly, what happy memories do you think he has of you? That he couldn't go out, he couldn't do anything with you without, oh, if we go somewhere, it can't be too far away from home. There has to be food before the trip, during the trip, after the trip. Trying to find transportation that could take you. You complaining and whining the entire time, and you don't like crowds and so forth and so on. Again, you're not a fun travel partner. So much so he said no.
And doing things without him just kind of seems blah. But I believe that I'm on the mend from this mystery illness that I've developed from traveling here. And for the remainder of time that I have here alone, I really do want to push myself to do some things that I do want to do. There are some attractions and some things I do want to see, but
Okay, for those that are any beaters coming over here, let me just save you the trouble of hoping for something from Chantal. She's not going to go out. This is what Chantal does. Take it from somebody who's been watching her for years. This is what she likes to do. She likes to toss out scraps of hope to all of you on her side of the fence just to keep you hanging around because you're hoping she'll do something different. You're hoping that she's going to go somewhere. You're hoping that she's going to go on a nice little adventure and take you along with her. She keeps you guys starving over there for entertainment, for positivity, for everything. She's never going to give you a full meal. You're never going to be satiated and satisfied. So to keep all of you beezers around, she'll act like, oh, I'm going to go out. I'm going to do things. Don't talk about it, Chantal. Be about it. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your Temu Skechers on and go out and do something. As a matter of fact, don't even tell anybody. Just surprise everybody. Turn your camera on and go, surprise, we're doing this today. Or make a video and then come back and show it to people of somewhere you were just at. Surprise everyone in a pleasant way versus unpleasant. But yeah, she's a woman of nothing but empty promises. I'm going to make awesome VIB content. I'm going to do members only streams. I'm going to do giveaways. Her best friend is I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But she never does it. She never does the follow through. If all you beaters, if you learn nothing, learn to not expect anything from this woman. You can't count on her, not even for great content. It's just not going to happen. She's not interested. She's interested in turning on her camera, making her videos just long enough to get that Google AdSense money and calling it a day.
Overall, in the end, it's just going to be me. And I think Salah, decided to just leave it, because extending the trip. I think he's still like kind of doing it for me, not for himself. Like, I think like he really wanted to come and get away from, the Kuwait heat and just have some fun and go. He likes to travel on vacation and stuff. And I feel like he's decided against coming after all, more for me, because he knows how over I am and I will be by then, and to extend it more time. Honestly, guys, mostly what I'm really homesick about.
Kuwait was not your home. You tried to make it so, but you'll never be a resident there, Shantal. You need to get it out of your head that Kuwait is your home. You're hanging on for dear life. You're hanging on by your ragged fingernails. But just because you say somewhere is your home doesn't mean it is. You are on a visitor visa. You will never be a permanent resident. Those that are permanent residents can say, yes, this is my home. I live here. You just dwell there. You're squatting there. You're squatting. You should not be staying there as long as you do. You have really no business in Kuwait. And for the life of me, I can't understand why you insist on hanging on to being there when it doesn't make sense. Your health is bad. Your money's going down. If something medically happened to you in Kuwait, what's going to happen then? How is your family going to bring your body back to Canada? It's going to cost them thousands. They're probably not going to be able to do it. If you're in bad health, and you know you are, why not go home to Canada just in case something does happen? You say you care about your family, well, prove it. Go home and be near them while your health is so bad, just in case something does happen.
Besides Salah, obviously, but like my pets, like I don't know. That's traveling for a long time. Like a month is a long time to be away from your pets. And
you don't care about them. You don't care about Julia. You don't care about the hamster. You had all kinds of time to get Julia fixed, groomed, nails clipped, all that. Did you do any of that? No, then shut up.
I did it before, and I just all the time was like wishing I could see my pets. And I really, really, really miss them. I have irritation on my face. My stupid gloss. Anyway, a lot of people are gonna be like, I knew it. I'm not even gonna address these people because
we're right. Because we're right. She hates when other people are right. But you know what would have stopped that situation, Chantal? The truth. Just telling us the truth. Honestly, that's all that people want. And yet that's the one thing you refuse to give. You refuse to give the truth because your narcissistic self insists on lying. You got to put on a false face of, I'm fine, everything's okay. What would have stopped the I told and said, I'm on a visa run. I got to go to Thailand and stay for 60 to 90 days. And then I'm going to try to get back in Kuwait. The truth. So simple. When you lie and we know you lie, that's when people start digging around and looking for things, right? But if you give us the truth, there's no reason to dig around. And there's no reason to lie if you're going to Thailand and you're not committing a criminal act, right? So what you lying about it for? Just tell the truth. You want to shock girl world? You want to turn it upside down? Start telling the truth. Stop lying. Because that's what you're known for, lying. Rule number 1, Chantal lies. Rule number 2, Chantal tells on herself. Just give her some time, she'll tell on herself. Or we'll find out the truth anyway. If you had just told the truth, life would have been a whole lot simpler.
How you can see the future, I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. He was supposed to, but just not work out because of the length of time everything is
I'm
taking.
telling you, Salah, you better run, boy. You better run. If this one manages to find a way to get back to Kuwait, some kind of magic visa or magic loophole or something, if you don't run while she's still in Thailand, no mercy for you. You had all kinds of time to disappear into the wind and you didn't. If she manages to get back to Kuwait, I ain't got no mercy for Salah. I got no pity, no sympathy, nothing.
That part I can't share with you. There's some things that have to stay private, and that's just how it is. It just has to stay private. So yeah, Salah is not coming, officially not coming, and we're bummed, but at the same time, I don't know.
I don't know if we'll ever see Salah on camera again because he doesn't like to show his face, but I'm betting dimes to donuts, y'all, that if we could see Salah when she gets back to Kuwait, if she does get back, if we could see him on camera, the difference in his appearance, how much more relaxed he's going to look at first. Like the difference in his facial features, and he's going to look so relaxed versus how he was looking with her being there.
Like a part of me is just not really ready to travel, like mentally or physically in a way. If he came, we would be doing a ton of like vlogs and stuff that.
No, not really, because when you were in Thailand the last time, he basically had to fight with you to get you to do anything.
I don't know if I'm ready to do anyway, and I don't want.
When all the vlogs and stuff she did the last time, it was begrudgingly because people in her own chat were pushing her to go do stuff. And so she would throw them a bone and go, okay. I'm going to the temple today. Shut up. That was the attitude. It wasn't like, oh, I want to go to the temple. I want to see things. She did things begrudgingly. Like, I don't want to do it, but I'll do it just to shut people up. And then she would go do the things that she really wanted to do, which was go to the shisha lounges and go get her green products and go to her room and get the 7-Eleven food. That's what she wanted to do. She hates doing what other people want her to do.
I want to be a downer for him. And I don't know. I'm just like in the mood for like to get home and decorate my place for the fall. Come up with.
Ooh, wait a minute. What did she say? What was that? Decorate my home for the fall. My home? My home. Isn't it supposed to be our home? Plural versus singular? English major? You're married? You have a husband, but it's my home versus our home. You love your husband so much, but you're not saying our home.
And see my pets and, that kind of thing. But I did have a good time, like just staying in the hotel, I guess, and just, It's just kind of lonely. I don't know. Yeah, this is I wish I could talk more about like reasonings and what's going on in our lives, but we really just need the privacy. Excuse me, which does kind of have an effect on like the overall mood of how I am, and I just got a lot going on in my life.
Okay, you know what? Remember what I said in the beginning of this react? The Chantal is very expressive, even when she doesn't want to be, and she's always giving herself away. Here's another tell. Here's another one. So if she for sure could go back to Kuwait, if that wasn't an issue, I would imagine she would be more relaxed in demeanor, more at peace. But the sense that I'm getting from her is she doesn't know if she can go back. Hence the reason for all this stress eating. Like she's just in transition, in transit, and doesn't know if she can go back, and she's applying and reapplying and all this other stuff. And it's a matter of, I don't know if I can go back, and I got to find out, because if I can't get back over there, what do I do then? So that's the energy that I'm picking up from her, is if she knew for sure she could go back with no problem, then she would be more at ease. But I'm picking up this troubled, stressed out, don't know, and if the hammer swings down, what am I going to do next kind of energy.
My private life, basically, that you guys don't see, and it's just been hard. It's just hard. Like, it's just hard. I don't know how, it's hard to have like a clear mind right now on this trip. And I do, though, want to make the best of it and make some Thailand content before I go. I just waiting to feel a little bit better because, with my whatever this is, cold, COVID, I don't know, but something's
So
going.
she doesn't know if it's cold or COVID, yet she's not taking a test to find out. She's going out. She went to the mall. She went to the movie theater. She's so stupid. She's so horribly stupid and awful. Absolutely awful.
Around, I can hear people coughing all over.
Yeah, and you probably were the germ spreader that caused all that to happen. I can't say that for sure. I don't know. But it's a possibility because she's just touching everything.
So I don't know. We've all given each other something, I'm sure. So, but
and she doesn't feel the least bit bad about that. This woman is so lacking in a soul that she just won't acknowledge that she's done wrong to others, making other people sick. She tries to justify, oh, we've all done wrong to others. Therefore, if I do wrong to others, it's okay. No, it's not. You're just rotten. And you're taking the mindset of, I'm not having fun on my vacation. Therefore, if other people don't have fun on their vacation, tough cookies. I told you, misery loves company.
Yeah. And I think I just got sick from just catching it from someone, traveling. And yeah, the rest is history. Germs spread very fast when you're traveling, and so excuse me, there you have it. Salah is not coming. It's just not worth it at this point. Like,
I think you've known all along and you decided, you know what? I can't wait anymore. I can't hide it any longer. It's been a little while now. I've got to say something. That's what I'm feeling like. You knew you had to say something because you couldn't hide it any longer.
I'd love to see him sooner, but it's like I'm going to be going home soon anyway. So yeah, I don't really see the point in extending the trip for that amount. I don't know. I'm just kind of over it and I just want to go home. And I think he knows that. You know what I mean? But I would tough it out for him if he really, really, really wanted to travel here. If he wanted to sightsee and stuff, I would tough it out, you know?
Of course you would. Like, there's the hero complex. I would tough it out for you, baby. I would tough it out for you. I'm the knight in shining fupa armor. I would tough it out for you. I would put my sneakers on and I would walk down the road for you. What are we talking about here? If you want to come and sightsee, I would actually go out and be active for you, Salah. I would make that sacrifice. I would do those ordinary things that I should be doing, but I'm not doing because I'm lazy and gluttonous and I don't want to take care of my health for you. I would do it just for you. Okay.
No. But I just need to feel a little bit more better, a little better, and I should be good to go. So just to be on the safe side. It is humid up there. It's extra hard to do things when you're congested and not in good shape, you know? So yeah, I guess that's it. I don't really have much else to say. Just wanted to announce that major development. So what you're probably going to see is just taking a little bit more time to get better, and then maybe get crack-a-lacking on what I want to do myself here while I'm here. And I don't know, the Conjuring thing I do want to do, but it looks spooky to go to by yourself. I don't know, we'll see. But there are some things I want to do before going, like I said. So yeah. So far it's...
You know what, Chantal? I know you have an extreme addiction to food. I mean, I think we can all agree upon that she's got an extreme infatuation, fixation on food. You could use your time in Thailand to fixate on other things. Like as soon as you get up in the morning, get cleaned up, have a nice breakfast, not too much, and be out all day. Like fixate on other things. Go places, talk to people, do things. And that'll take your mind off food. You know, teach yourself to fixate on other things that are not food, to where you're not using food to combat boredom or stress. But nope, you're going right back into old habits.
It's mostly been a hotel adventure, which I don't know. Like I personally don't mind just lounging at the hotels like a lot. Like I like to do that. You guys know type of person I am. So it doesn't really bug me.
Yeah, it doesn't bug you, but it should concern you because people are getting bored of you being in Thailand and you're not doing anything. The only people that are on board with that in your chat are the people that have the food fetish or that maybe have issues with food themselves. They're the only reporting it. Other people in your chat are looking at you sideways going, you're in Thailand. Why aren't you doing anything? You traveled all that way. You spent all that money. Why aren't you making the most of the experience? Anybody else would. Are you kidding me? If I went to Thailand, shoot. I'm sorry, YouTube. You wouldn't see much of me for a while. I'd be filming videos all over the place. Yes, I would. I would be meeting people. I would be doing things. I would sample all the wonderful food in Thailand. I'd be having adventures. Yes, I would. I would be experiencing Thailand in a very respectful way, going to the beautiful temples. You know, just taking in the ambiance of it all. Not her. Nope. Spent all that money to get there and not even making the most of it.
Excuse me. I'm here for a long time. I'm sick, you know. Even if I wasn't sick, I'm probably not the type of person to want to do like super adventurous things. But
your content sucks either way. Whether you're in Kuwait or Canada or Thailand, you're going to do the same thing in all three places. sit in a room and eat. Turn a room into basically a human hamster cage without the hamster wheel to exercise on. That's pretty much about it. That's what you're saying. Look, Chantal, I don't know if I have a feeling you've got a Feedy or more than a few Feedies in your back pocket, that they are gassing you up and trying to paint this picture of be bedbound, be housebound. It's so great. We'll pay you to be housebound and bedbound and lay in the seal position and all that nonsense. And you're on board with it because it's easy money. But you're selling all of your health for paychecks. And you may be thinking that being bedbound is the greatest thing in the world, but I guarantee you it's not. I'm sure there are lots of people right now that are bedbound that would give anything to have their mobility back and be able to get out of bed and do things. When you're bedbound, that's it. You're depending on other people to take care of you, to bathe you, to check for bed sores and lesions and infections and everything like that. It's not going to be the picnic that you think it is. And you don't have that kind of money for home care, for a special bed, a special lifting bar, a special wheelchair if you need it. You're not going to have the money to pay extra staff to help you in and out of bed, because it will take more than one person to move you around in bed. One person cannot lift or move around 500 plus pounds. They would break their back. So you would have to have at least 3 or 4 nurses, actual nurses, to help you and to check on you. Do you have those funds? I don't think you do. And if the plan is to go back to Canada and maybe find a nursing facility to take care of you if you're bedbound, understand this, that there are lots of nursing homes. Sometimes they won't take super morbidly obese patients just because some of them are not outfitted to take care of someone your size. They may not have a bed that can handle all of your weight. They may not have the equipment. They may not have the extra staff, nor afford to pay them. Sometimes nursing home facilities will deny patients of a bigger size just because it requires so much more. So these are things you really should be thinking about. Think about if something happens medically to you somewhere, whether it's Kuwait or Thailand or Canada, how much money it's going to cost. You've always lived your life by the seat of your pants. You've always relied on other people to take care of you and come save you and pay your bills. But what if nobody's there? What if nobody can help you? What if there's nobody there to rescue you? Why put yourself in that position? You really shouldn't be doing it. Don't count on your family to come along and spend their money on you. They probably won't. Don't count on Salah to come and save you, because he probably won't. You're just a pay pig to him. He's getting the money out of your piggy bank, and as long as there's money, he's around. If not, he's gone. He'll find somebody else. It's a transactional relationship, and that's all it's ever been. But these feedies that are in your ear, you need to stop listening to them. Like, seriously. They're gassing you up and painting this picture of that lifestyle being so great. It's not great. It's really not great. And not a single one of them are going to fly to you wherever you are and take care of you if you become bedbound. Or if something happens to you medically, if per se you have a heart attack or a stroke, let's just say like a partial stroke, which, by the way, that could lead to serious consequences. It could lead to brain damage. It could lead to nerve damage. It could lead to memory loss. It could lead to partial paralysis of your body. Who's going to take care of you? Those feedies? Are they going to take care of you? You know what they're going to do? They're going to find somebody else on YouTube to fatten up. They'll move on to the next one because you're no longer any fun. You're damaged goods. You are absolutely damaged goods. They just want their cheap thrills. And as long as you're giving it, then they'll come to you. But if you can't, they'll go to somebody else. Just think about what I said. You know, you are replaceable in what you do. You are not irreplaceable. There's lots of people doing the Feedy content. If something happens to you medically, if you have even a partial stroke, which, by the way, one stroke, will take you out. All of your major organs in your body are screwed up. All it would take is something medical to happen and shut everything else down. But the Feedies are not going to stick with you if you go in the hospital. They're not going to be by your bed bringing you roses and saying, I hope you feel better so that when you get out of bed, I can feed you more food. Think about everything, Shantal. You're an awful person and your life is your life. I'm just giving my thoughts. I am just giving my thoughts.
Probably do more for sure if I wasn't sick. Yeah, of course. So I've been to a lot of malls, but I did a lot of shopping. It's like retail therapy to get my mind off of kind of being down and depressed.
So it's like she just admitted, like she's bored in Thailand, she's lonely, and she's looking for an escape, whatever that escape may be. And that is Chantal's life. Instead of solving a problem, instead of facing it, she runs from it. She runs. She escapes it. So I'm bored, I'm lonely, I don't know what's going on with my future. So let me just escape for a minute through food, through the green products, through shopping, always escaping. But you never truly escape, do you, Chantal? Your methods of escape, let me just paint a picture for you. It's like being in a room by yourself, and you're in that room, and you want to get out of the room, which, by the way, you could. You put yourself in that room, you've got the key right there in your hand if you want to use it. And the key is making the right decisions and the right choices. But while you're in the room and you don't see that key in your hand, or you're not feeling you can't use it at the time, you escape. So the escape room is a room that connects to the main room. So you walk into that smaller room for a minute and you might feel good. But then eventually you got to walk back into the main room and there you stay. When the true solution is getting out of that room in the first place. You got to get out of the freaking room. Instead of going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth between the two rooms.
I guess, I don't know. So, yeah. And I still have some shopping to do. So,
No, you don't.
Anyway, I guess that's it. I'm rambling at this point. Excuse me. I don't know. I don't think I'll edit any of the little nose scratches or ums and stuff like that in this video. Nose wiggle, whatever. I just don't think I'm going to feel like editing. So I'm relaxing a lot. And my nerves are enjoying that. So yeah, at least some relaxation.
And the problem is you're relaxing too much. And what exactly are you relaxing from? What have you done that you need relaxation? I could see if you were out all day doing things, filming all day, maybe you relax after all of that. But you've got your work and your relaxation cycles mixed up. You relax too much and you work very little. What exactly are you relaxing from? From yourself? Wherever you go, there you are. You can't escape yourself.
Out of this so far. And the Thailand people are amazing. So yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, they are amazing. And the sad thing is, you're in the land of smiles. They're very nice over there, and you haven't bothered to try to get to know anybody or be nice to anyone. You've acted all the way the fool. You've been very disrespectful and very rude, flooding up your room. Excuse me. Flooding up your room, blocking up your toilet, leaving a mess for the maids to clean up, making it to where they hate coming in your room to clean, not tipping people for cleaning your messy, disgusting room or cleaning your messy, disgusting laundry. You've been absolutely disrespectful. You could be that wonderful tourist that comes through and you clean up after yourself and you're nice to everybody and you tip like you should and go out and meet people and try to make some connections. But no, you're not that person. What a shame.
But that's about it. I'd say my trip is about halfway over. So.
And you know what?
Yes.
I'm going to lay it out. Let's just say Chantal went back to Kuwait. You know what's going to happen? I know exactly what's going to happen. Whether she goes to Kuwait or she goes home to Canada. I already know because we've already seen it. We've already seen it. What we're going to see, y'all, is when this trip is over, she's going to go back to Kuwait, perhaps, or go back to Canada, perhaps. And this is what she's going to say for 30 days. Guys, I was just in Thailand and I was so sick. You know I was sick. I got to take some time and relax. Oh, it's always about the relaxing, not about the doing. She's going to lay on her big butt and seal and say, I was just traveling and I traveled all that way and jet lag and I was sick the entire trip and I just need to relax. That's how it's going to go.
It will be a lone trip. A lot of people travel alone. It is what it is, you know what. So, all right, guys. So that's it. Salah can't come. It's just something out of his control, and last minute thing happened, and it's just gonna, just take more time to deal with. These things happen, and it's just us. We're just gonna bees until I can go home.
Just gonna be. We're gonna sit in the room and do nothing but eat and get high. Boring. You're not even interesting when you're high.
And yeah, until it's time to go home and see everyone again. I can't wait. I really miss my pets.
They don't miss you.
I'm such a baby.
Yes, you are.
Oh. Anyway, all right. Yeah. So thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you in the next video.
All right. Well, that's it. That is it for her vlog. So that's that, y'all. So we finally get confirmation that Salah's not coming, even though those of us in Girl World, we already knew. We already knew he wasn't coming. We already knew. We knew the moment she got on that plane by herself, he was not going to show up. Why should he? She's not fun. And I'm telling you, I really hope that Kuwait denies her reentry. I really hope that. Or that Salah collects one more paycheck from her on payday and then bolts. Either option would be fine by me. Either one. I don't think Shantal even knows where she's going to go. Like all this problem that she's having with her visa, she probably has no idea how things are going to land. Do I think she might be trying to find a loophole or a way to get back in Kuwait? Oh, yeah. She's stuck on Kuwait. She's stuck on, I'm familiar with Kuwait and I can just live over there and just gain even more weight and Salah won't stop me. She's stuck on Kuwait. Kuwait is going to have to forcibly kick her out to make her stay gone. And then she'll come up with a story about, I really want to go home to Canada. She'll frame it like that. So that's it for this react. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you liked it, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other.